What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Mark Williams, back at it again with another episode on Williams Way, the only way. And today, we got a stacked one for you. And I'm not talking Brooklyn Nets stacked. I'm talking Crash content stacked. So today, we got my boy Nicky, Lazos.
Here I am.
Bryan Hill.
What's up, guys?
Myles Williams.
What's going on? What's up?
And we do have a special guest coming soon. But anyway, let's dive into this. We waste no time on Williams Way.
Yeah, let's go.
So, we're going to dive right into it. The new show, Loki's. That's what everybody's talking about.
Yes, sir.
And people don't realize this, it's actually the most watched Disney Plus show.
Is it really?
To premiere.
The
most watched.
Not surprised. They built up to that.
They built up.
They did.
Ever since he died, they were like, we're making a series.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure. And I read that. Actually, Tom Hiddleston has known that he was going to have a show since before Infinity War came out.
Really?
No.
Yes. Really?
He knew that he was going to get a show, and I think he knew he was going to die in Infinity War, like...
Oh, he knew.
Like by the second Avengers or something. I might be making
Wow.
Yeah. He's known for a while. I knew. Robert Downey Jr. knew he was going to die since like
2015.
Yeah,
it was 2015.
that was the second
after
Avengers.
Age of Ultron.
Could you imagine getting the script and be like, yo, yeah, you know when it's coming.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's
and
cool.
you still manage to act through all those other movies knowing like...
And keep that secret too.
Yeah.
Because Marvel's
Yeah, you
under
gotta
lock and
hide
key.
that.
But then,
They ain't telling Tom Holland.
but what's they already killed him. That's what I hate. Like now that they literally killed everybody in Infinity War and just brought them back. Like if you kill any of those people again, it's like why they just died. You just brought them back.
Right.
Did they do that yet? I feel. Did they? Am I missing something?
I don't think
think
so. Because the people that lived in Infinity War, they eventually got retired. Like I feel like Bruce Banner's retired.
Yeah.
After Endgame, and because they made the original 6, even though Hawkeye wasn't in Infinity War, they made them live on purpose.
Yeah,
to
so
finish
it could
the
just be
story.
them. Yeah,
Of course.
So then they end Black Widow, even though she's coming out with a movie. I can't wait. They ended her. She died. Cap.
Yeah.
We don't even know if he's dead or not because they didn't really
I don't think
say
he's
he
dead.
died.
No,
I don't
he's
think he's
not.
dead either.
He's not
And
dead.
then Iron Man's dead.
He's dead to the public because nobody knows that he's old Cap.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
that's kind of
Right.
always how I thought about it. And like,
Man.
even Sam will say he's dead when he knows he's not dead.
He's
He's
not
just gonna
dead,
say that to
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. What do you guys think of that
Falcon.
Winter Soldier?
So
You
good.
liked it?
Yeah.
It was.
I loved it.
I loved it too.
Good.
And I'm glad how like he got
Yeah.
the shield at the end of the
And-
show, not in
yeah.
the beginning. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that he gave it up, and then they found a way to write him. They found a way to write it back into the story. So
It's a
In
good
the
job.
original Black Captain America too, how you finally got his statue at the end. I felt
yeah,
like
Isaiah
that was good
Bradley.
closure. That was good
Isaiah
closure.
Bradley. Really
That
good.
was good.
Yeah, that was
good closure.
fantastic. He
I like
deserved
that.
it. Not a lot of fans knew that there was a Black Captain America in the comics, but
Yep.
they found out in the show. I'm glad
Yeah.
they went that route as well.
Yeah.
Right. And speaking on the Easter egg side of that, like he's got a nephew. He had a nephew in it, which his name is actually Elijah.
Patriot. Yeah,
Elijah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Elijah.
He's
He becomes a
Elijah.
patriot.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's a
he
patriot.
eventually gets the shield. That's
So,
probably
yeah.
going to be like 10 years down the line.
But
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
that's not good.
we're gonna
Very
see
well.
him. We're gonna see him in a Young Avengers movie sooner rather than later.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
Young Avengers as
Yeah.
a movie would be awesome.
Yeah.
They're setting it up, and they're actually doing it more than anything else in these Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
Because you see it with WandaVision. You know, like they killed off her kids, but they're gonna bring them back.
They're going to bring
Oh,
him back.
They're gonna. She's gonna find a way to
Wiccan
get
and
him back.
Speed.
And those are
And
Young
then they got
Avengers.
the Patriot, and then they're
And-
coming out with Hawkeye show.
And then the Hawkeye show with Kate Bishop.
And then
Exactly.
Miss Marvel, she's
Yep.
going to be in the team.
There you go.
So, like, they're slowly building. That's what I like about
Yeah.
Marvel. Like, we put so much trust into it. They go at a nice pace.
And they don't hold back. They're not
And they-
afraid to talk
No.
about like,
Yes.
real social issues
Yes.
that
Yeah.
are going on.
Yeah.
That's
Especially
what
the
I
Falcon
like.
and the Winter Soldier.
Especially
Yes,
that. They
I
really
love
dive
that.
in deep.
Yeah.
Like
I
that
love
scene with Anthony Mackie had at the end. He was
Oh,
explaining. Oh,
Yeah.
That was deep.
That was
Yeah,
His
that was-
speech,
Wasn't
too.
it? That speech.
That
he
His
had?
speech
speech was just, that was like original Cap-esque. Like
It was.
That was great.
I will say that was something that bothered me with Disney in general for a while, is that they almost feigned progression.
Right.
They almost
Yeah.
feigned liberalism. Is that
Right.
liberality?
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But like they
yeah.
feigned it.
Yeah.
So it's like they actually were real this time. Because
Yeah.
they've never done anything like, for in my opinion, I've never seen them do something I was like, oh, that was real. Like they just brought something up, but they finally did. With Finally, they did something actually that I feel was like a statement.
Yeah.
Because they're so afraid to, like displease anybody. Because they want to be the family household name. Right. But the thing is, like the people who are displeased by what happened in that show, they can stop watching Disney.
Exactly.
Like, I don't care about that.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, no. They bring in real life issues.
And what's funny that you bring that up. What an example of that I think works in the wrong way is in Endgame when they had that scene with all the women together. And it just felt so forced. And it was like women, like all these girls who'd never talked to each other, never met. Now they just have each other's backs and they're all fighting together like this was supposed to be some feminist movement thing. When at the end of the day, it was really just a cool thing that they thought they could throw in there to make it seem like they were feminists or whatever. It really had nothing to do with that.
It was forced. I do like it was a good gesture. Like if they had executed it better, it would have been better, and we would have had a.
And honestly, I think in previous Avenger movies they should have had them together in some way.
Right, and then do that. It's the build up.
Like a
build up to that final moment,
and then have all of them. I think that would have hit.
Yeah, I have a question for you guys. Do you think that Marvel's gonna not fall off, but kind of get redundant because of how long it's going to go? Because they say that they're gonna write movies at least for the next 20 to 30 years, or is it not?
I have a response to that.
I'm cool with that.
And so I think I was worried about that too a little bit.
Me too.
And I still kind of am, but. Now, this is bringing us back to where we started, Loki. Let's talk about Loki for a second. Loki is doing something that I never imagined it would do in the first episode. And I'm not talking about only on the grand scale and for universes and multiverses. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about just for Loki himself. Like, this is a show about a character who's been a side character, a villain, generally not likable character, who's... because it's weird because we get a lot of not likable characters that are destined to become heroes, like say Tony Stark, right? And with Loki, it was like he kind of became a hero, but it was like bittersweet in the end because it was like he kept shifting and he never really got where he should have been.
Until
you know what I mean?
Finally
until
he a fatal decision.
A fatal decision. But even then, it was bittersweet because it was just like he had just. Like betrayed Thor, and he probably would have done it again after that.
Probably.
But now he's there, and now we have a character who's like that, who's like this god of mischief, actually being able to look back at his life, and see that he's a side character.
And in the first episode, too,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, now you get the different point of view because he saw himself die.
He saw it,
and he saw like he inadvertently killed his mom in the second Thor: Dark World.
Yep.
I kind of like now he can go back and be like, man, I really can make different decisions this time.
Yep.
He almost has a second chance without having a second chance because like in the main timeline he's dead. Now in this one. He's coming back. They need him to stop himself again because there's another himself is somewhere out there again. So it's I like what they're doing with the character and his character development. He's been building up since the first Thor movie all the way 10 years later.
Yeah,
that's just great. I mean, that's just great writing and that's fan favorite too.
And that's a beautiful thing about planting seeds.
You know what I mean?
And Marvel's been planting seeds from the get-go. They've been planting seeds that they're not even aware that they're planting. And you can't, like, what they're doing with Loki right now, and this is, I'm going to sound, like, blasphemous when I'm saying this, because literally I'm a hypocrite, because Spider-Man is, like, my favorite. He is my favorite. Yeah. But you can't do that shit with Spider-Man. You know what I mean? You can't do what they're doing with Loki with Spider-Man. And you can't, and it's like, Marvel has, like I said, planted all these different seeds early on in movies, like side characters that they're now bringing back. Now there's going to be this Armor Wars thing.
Yeah.
We're going to get...
Rhodey.
Yep, we're going to get all the people... who were crossing Tony Stark in the past, like Sam Rockwell.
Justin Hammer, Iron Man 2. That was the last time you've seen him.
I'm calling it. He's coming back.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be in the. Yep, he's going to be in the show. I like that. I love that.
And back to your question, Myles. I worried about it too. Like looking forward into the future, but I realized like you need a villain. A good one, like a villain, like
one that's overhead watching everything.
I feel like
at the end of the day is going to lead to this guy.
You're going to need to have. Maybe
so what
we'll
do we
see.
think?
What do we think
for a villain?
What do we think? Who do we think the villain is?
Yeah.
I was thinking Galactus too.
Galactus.
I feel like
that's the thing.
Personally, Galactus is laughable to me
because
he's just so gigantic and just
Silver Surfer.
The planet. Yeah, he's the herald of Galactus.
And they're making Fantastic Four.
But I will say the one thing about Galactus is that he's not the most interesting villain because all he wants to do is eat a planet.
That's true.
He doesn't care about the greater scheme. He just wants to eat the planet. He's a good, scary, that guy's coming. Yeah. But like, he's not a great.
He doesn't have that deeper.
Right.
And that's why in the
Thanos
old Fantastic Four, not the best, but in the second one, that's why Doctor Doom was the villain again, and Galactus was a side
Yes,
plot.
he was a side plot.
Because he's not interesting.
Yeah,
he's not
exactly.
But Silver Surfer is interesting.
Yes. He's just the aliens coming down from the sky.
What about...
He's like in Avengers 1... The big battle. It wasn't the aliens that were interesting. It was Loki that was interesting. And what made Thanos so amazing was how complex he was. Yeah, and he had a bigger plan.
He had a plan too. The build up, like I said, back to the build up. Like he's been showing up, little spurts at the end of movies.
Yep.
And Thanos, man, like I don't know.
The best villain.
I've heard some.
I would feel nervous in the room with Thanos.
I don't know.
You feel that?
Yeah, you
he's
do.
around.
Yeah.
When he's around, you
when
know he's
Infinity
around.
War started.
And you know how silly he
and that's
freaking
what
looks in
made
that
me
suit.
worried about the future.
With the CGI
suit. But another villain though. What about in Loki where that kid pointed to that
the guy with the hood?
Oh, the devil, the demon thing.
What was that?
Mephisto.
Probably.
Wait, when was this? Where was this?
This was in the church.
It was with Owen Wilson's character.
That was Mephisto.
Yeah, he was like, what are you looking for? Who did this or something?
I didn't even.
And then she pointed, and then it was a mural of like the devil.
Okay.
He's like, he did this?
I feel thick as right now because
I don't know.
When I saw that, I saw the horns and I was like, oh, it's Loki.
Wow.
You might be right because at the end of the episode you learn that you're losing this 2012 Loki to stop another timeline.
Loki's been around forever.
Yeah, he's been like 1,500 years old.
And now, we're gonna get this beautiful introduction to the multiverse because we're gonna get all these different Lokis in it, and without any spoilers, I've heard a lot. I know that there's a lady Loki that exists in the comics, and I know that they're in the show. In some capacity, I don't know what part she plays.
You need that Doctor Strange movie. Once that movie comes out,
let's talk about that.
You're gonna learn a lot about that.
Yep, let's talk about that, and let's talk about Spider-Man too, and how this affects that.
Yeah.
So what do you guys? I have a theory, and I think I understand how the TVA works. But what do you guys think? Like, what do you find to be the science of it?
I honestly don't know because like these guys kind of seem like normal people who were brought into it. Like if they're in a position of almost being gods, but they're like normal people.
Yeah,
so it almost feels like these people were collected throughout
from
time
other places
and brought in.
That's kind of what I think.
I think they'll just age the same in everything.
Yeah, because where they're at, the time works completely different.
Yeah, they don't really exist.
And they just put people back on course. So I don't know. I mean, I guess they just realign. They just realign timeline. I don't know. They're very interesting. They're very interesting.
I think that not speaking necessarily for the people in it, because I do think that they've probably been pulled out of different places and brought into this space that exists outside of time.
Yeah.
Which is they've kind of confirmed that at least. But they discuss, and it's a little hard to follow, and I kind of want to rewatch it, but they're discussing how there's a multiverse, right?
Yeah.
But how every universe has
together, right?
A timeline.
A
major timeline.
Yeah. And if you mess with it, you're in trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that lady's name? We was talking about in she was talking to Hulk. You mess up the timeline with the Infinity Stone.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
Yeah. The ancient one.
The ancient one.
And the TVA uses them as paperweights.
Yeah, paperweights.
Yeah, those Infinity Stones. Yeah, I'm like,
yeah, bro.
Damn, they could just carry them like that. So it is what it is with that one.
So here's a theory I have, right? About the timelines.
Yeah.
Every universe has multiple timelines, but there is one. What's it called? Main timeline. That's the one where they got it from. The Avengers, where the Avengers went back in time and
that was supposed to happen.
That was supposed to
happen.
But
exactly.
remember all those alternate realities that Doctor Strange saw?
Yeah.
Those are all different
timelines.
Yeah. So technically speaking, and this is the part that had my gears, rolling. I was confused as to how, if the stones don't work outside of their universe, how could they bring it from one universe to another? But you're not breaking the universe, you're breaking the timeline.
Right.
Yeah.
You're allowed to take a stone from one timeline to another. Right. You're just not allowed to take it to another universe.
Right.
Say if we bring in another universe, which could lead into Spider-Man.
Right.
Like Sam Raimi's universe.
Yes, because
the stones would not work there.
I don't know
but that's a different universe that could exist.
True. I don't know if you heard in the second Doctor Strange movie, they're Multiverse of Madness. They might bring back the other Spider-Man, like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield.
They're supposed to be in the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Spider-Man 3.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. So we'll see.
I feel like Marvel does this thing where they're so good at bringing about futility in a way that you never would have thought.
Yeah.
They basically they make the stakes so high and then they show you none of that mattered.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Loki, none of it mattered. Then you see the Infinity Stones, none of it matters. Mm-hmm. So they have this great way of just you seeing this bigger picture and being like, what really is the main purpose?
Yeah.
And they're doing that with Loki because literally they're playing lives like they're VHS.
Yes. Exactly. You're watching down and you're like, oh, we can rewind.
And he's literally going crazy, having the Tesseract in his hand. Like, why can't I use this?
Yeah. It was super
He's seeing how little everything meant.
That's so true. And if they can keep doing this, then they can never stop.
Yeah.
If they could find, because they're not only are they finding a way to make it larger on a cosmic scale, but they're also finding ways to make it more intimate with the characters at the same time.
And also, Loki, I think for the first time, he actually feels human.
Yeah.
Like an actual human.
Yes.
Yeah. Like reality hit him like, okay, wow.
He felt pain when he saw his mom die. He felt sadness when he saw him and his brother actually
getting do his quick,
Yup.
Like
he's humanized.
He's like, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like he's humble for the first time.
You figure
you see a different side of Loki. I think that's so interesting.
Yeah. The thing is, Loki's got hella walls though. Like that's why he always vanishes. He doesn't ever want to be put in a situation where he's forced to feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
So that's why he always leaves. But now he's forced to stay in one place and live with himself.
Yes.
Which is what quarantine has done to us. He doesn't have a chance to run.
Yeah.
And, you see, I think we all kind of feel that way, with the pandemic. Yeah. So seeing him have that experience of being like, wait, who am I? What have I done that actually matters?
Yep.
What can I do that will matter?
Yeah.
And that's what makes his character always, so complex, because this entire time the reason why people like Loki is because there's that vulnerability. It's there, but they never really
we've
show
never
it.
seen it until now.
They never really show it.
This show's so important.
Really
it's fantastic. 6 episodes, I think. And
is that confirmed?
I think it's 6.
No,
I think it's 6. WandaVision, how many was that? 9?
Yeah, that
was.
Falcon Winter Soldier was 6 weeks. Yeah. I love that show too.
But at least Loki was 51 minutes. Though.
Yeah, that was 51 minutes.
Wow. Because usually they're shorter.
Yeah.
Sorry, something just got brought up. People think that Gamora shouldn't be dead. I gotta say, she was the stakes. No. If you bring someone back, there's no stakes. Same with Black Widow. Same with Black Widow. If you bring her back, there's no stakes.
Gamora was for me,
but that's the reason why that makes the reason why Thanos was so great, because he was willing to lose.
He was willing to do what the Avengers weren't willing to do. They should have just killed Vision.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't have no problems.
And it showed how selfless Thanos was.
He will do whatever
anything to win.
He loved her more than anything else. I mean,
and she didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thanos was a sociopath.
He was.
But
one of the greatest villains of all time.
I thought you were gonna say one of the greatest sociopaths.
Both of them.
You guys want to talk about your favorite movies?
Oh,
let's get into that.
Endgame.
It's
or Winter Soldier.
That's a good one for me too. That's high up on my list.
I believe someone saw Endgame for the first time. Who was that here?
Who was that?
Who was that?
Who was that? Who was it?
Hi.
Oh, man. There we go. Yes, Endgame.
Hi.
Favorite of all time? God. Falcon.
Imagine
You
seeing.
can say it's my favorite
No,
too.
movies.
Yeah,
movies.
Imagine
It's gotta be
seeing-
movie.
Movie?
That was the first
Imagine seeing
movie.
Endgame for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Well, I
I
was
would
saying
lose
this
my
before,
mind.
I would have
dude.
so many questions.
That would be, but it would be
Yeah, I
beautiful
did.
because it'd be beautiful because then now you it would make you want to watch all the other ones so much
And get
more.
to that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I think it's better that way personally. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll never know though, truly.
You
Cause
never know because you never
We
lived
can't
it.
But go ahead. What were you
Experience
saying?
Favorite?
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 I feel like it's back and forth between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Depends on the
for
mood.
you.
yeah, I think that's
Depends on the mood.
Infinity
Like if
War's
I'm more
incredible.
hype, I'm watching.
Watch it.
Endgame.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with yours too. Yeah.
If I'm
yeah.
feeling
And
more
if you
like-
want to watch the journey of a
That's all
comeback,
elements.
is Endgame.
It's Endgame.
Yeah,
Dude,
if you're
this is
looking
like-
for a
this is
feel good.
the
it's
Amped up.
This is the who's your goat of Marvel right here.
Yeah.
Infinity War or Endgame,
Yeah.
dude. Which one?
Best-
Infinity War or Endgame?
Yeah.
That's the better
That's
question.
the better question. It is.
Endgame.
Okay.
Endgame.
As
You
far
can't-
as a movie goes,
What do you say,
Infinity War.
Yeah.
As far as fan pleasing, Endgame.
And that's how I felt the entire time.
Yeah.
and as a
That's how
fan,
I-
I have to say Endgame.
When it came
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
emotional
Mm.
roller coaster, I would
Yeah.
have to say Infinity War.
Yeah.
For a fact.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
so
the
good.
end.
So good.
I cried.
Infinity
I cried
War.
at the end of Infinity
You
War.
Oh my
did.
God.
I
You
knew they were all
ugly
going to come
He
back, but
ugly
I.
cried.
He ugly cried.
Yeah,
I was
he
there.
really did.
But the thing is, I
Held
literally.
his hand and everything.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It was
though.
beautiful,
That's
though.
what they want, man. And that's also like we said. That's also 10+ years of dedication.
It's so good.
So you're living to that.
That's the
moment.
thing. Will you ever get that same? That's the
Yes.
thing I wonder.
Yeah. Will you
that-
ever get
I
that
don't know.
same build up
Some
with
things
Marvel
just
coming?
aren't the
I
same.
say no.
I don't think
Okay.
they're gonna hit that peak.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Spider-Man 3. I'm sorry. That's all I have to say. Spider-Man 3. If they
Multiverse
bring
of
back
Madness.
all three Spider-Man
Oh,
together,
okay, then yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
cry.
that
I'd
competes.
probably
I
cry
think
too.
that's
Yeah,
gonna
I'd
I
cry
would.
too.
But I
I'd
won't-
cry if I see Toby.
If I see
Yeah.
Toby,
I
I'm
want
dropping.
Toby
I'm
to
crying.
cry.
I mean, if we're
Like
talking,
on under the sea.
Yeah.
yeah, if we're okay, there you go.
I'm hiding.
Yeah.
If we're talking in terms of like nostalgia and like
Oh,
10-year
I want
journey,
Toby
like
back.
Spider-Man is so like it's like 20 years old now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
almost.
So good.
And
So
everybody
good.
who's watching these movies, not everybody, maybe half the people who are watching these movies grew up with that too. So
Yep. I did.
That's gonna be.
We all did.
We all did. Yeah.
I think
We
that's
all
their
did.
only chance, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
half Sony too. That's not just Marvel.
That's not just Marvel.
If they did that, it would be the one time that they've listened to their fans. Like,
It's true.
like
That's
that's
very
like
true.
if
True.
they did that, that we would have gotten
You
what
want
we
to know
wanted.
how many like fan theories they had for WandaVision?
Yeah.
And none of it
None of it.
happened.
Mephisto's there. Mephisto's
But
Agatha's
Mephisto might be
husband.
in Loki, right?
Yeah, Mephisto might be in Loki. Yeah, they doing that again. Is that really Mephisto?
Mephisto was the fly on
Yeah,
the.
yeah. Here we go.
I thought he was the
Mephisto.
fly too.
Yeah,
I
I
thought he
was
was
like-
the fly.
Man.
I kind of thought the
Marvel
fly was going to
gets-
turn into Mephisto. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
that little
That's
roach.
a-
looking
Yeah.
slide.
I gotta ask this question though. Which moment in Marvel that gave you like the most like goosebumps?
All right, round the table, Brian.
Cap lifting the hammer.
Oh,
Dana.
that's-
You gotta come back to me.
Okay, Mark.
Wait, are we doing just
Thor.
Goosebumps.
Thor return with the Stormbreaker in Infinity War.
And
Wakanda with Groot and
The
Rocket.
entrance in it. Yeah.
That- Nicky.
Yeah. Gotta give you that.
You know, I love the hammer. Something about Cap moments. I love the
Yeah.
hammer, but I also love in Infinity War when they threw the spear
And he can.
and he catches
Catches
it,
it,
and he
yeah.
just comes out of the
Shadow.
shadows.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I love
That was
that
nice.
one.
Nick,
Bearded
you got
Cap
any?
was a
I have
vibe.
He was
two.
a
Two.
Bearded.
All
Okay,
right,
go ahead.
so I mean, I don't know, call me basic, but it's between Black Widow's death
Wow.
That made me
That
cry.
was- that was-
and Tony's snap.
Snap.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought we were talking about
Yes.
movies, not
And that snap
moments.
too. He pointed. He was like,
Yeah, he did that on
Oh.
purpose.
I am
He was
Iron
like-
Man snap.
No.
gone.
Yes.
That
Bro.
just said
He
was
everything.
like-
I'm gonna have to
felt
go.
that.
All right. I'm gonna have to. The snap is legit. Man. Yeah, I can't disagree. The snap, and then this is gonna be a
That's
weird
a-
one. I don't know if
you have
anybody
one
else
too?
did this. It was in Infinity War when
Yeah.
Cap and Black Panther were racing into battle.
Yeah.
Every rewind that part like
Yes.
5
they're
times.
sprinting so.
Dude, when they're running
That
and then
was
like
so
they're
cool.
running next to each other,
That
next to
crazy.
everybody, and then they just
That
go
Cap
past
and Black
everybody
Panther-
and
Cap-
they jump into battle. Rest
Something
in
about that
peace,
combo.
Cap.
Cap and
Rest
Black
in peace,
Panther's
Cap and
combo
Black
is
Panther.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Rest in
Yeah,
peace.
I think that was it, man. Yeah, that was
No,
my.
I like the part, and this is more a slept on one. I know no one's gonna agree with me, but like when Tony Stark knights Spider-Man in Infinity
Oh,
War.
he's like
You're an
Yeah.
Avenger.
an Avenger.
And
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like a joke,
Yeah.
but like
But
you
it's-
see it in his eyes that he's
Yep.
just like
I'm
he's like, I'm in this
he's
now.
gonna cry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that gave
That's
me
a good
like,
moment.
Yeah,
he's like, don't cry. Yeah.
I'm good.
Man, at that point, because
again,
it led to this.
Like,
this is it.
This is it.
This is game
They're
7.
in
This is
space
Super
with me,
Bowl.
bro. Like,
what?
Yeah.
The end of Far From Home.
Wait.
When Mysterio pops up
On the screen.
Oh yeah.
J. Jonah
and we
Jameson.
see J. Jonah Jameson.
He's Peter Parker Spider-Man, and then they show his face, and he's like, "What the?" Yeah.
And when he sees that, and
he's like, "What the?"
Yeah, and the movie ends.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was another one for me.
Yeah.
But that one
What
slept on
happens
too.
next?
But
That
is.
slept on too.
Dude, that's the best part of that movie. It's funny. The end
is.
credit
The
scene's
end
the best
credit
part.
scene is one of the best parts. Yeah.
I mean, because they set up so much. Like in showing J. Jonah Jameson again,
and the same guy.
the same guy.
You can't get anybody
you can't
else.
do
J.K.
anyone
Simmons
else for him,
can't
bro.
change.
You
him.
can't do anyone else.
You know what we should talk about? You know what we should talk about? How much faith Marvel has in hoping that people will watch their cutscenes and credit scenes, because literally they literally dropped the entire plot for the next movie of Spider-Man. Like, if people didn't watch the end credit scenes of Far From Home, they'd have no idea
what's going on in the third Spider-Man.
They wouldn't be nearly as hype.
Yeah, like even Loki, like
Marvel's the inventors of post credits.
Yes.
Okay, but that's because they make
They're the
them
reason why
good.
people.
Yeah, they make them
watch
good,
any movie
and they
just sitting
actually
there.
have weight to them. It's not just like,
Yeah.
it's an end credit scene just cause. Like, it actually
Yeah.
sets up. Like, at the end of Civil War, they showed Spider-Man in his logo at the end. They're like, oh, he's getting a solo film.
It's actually cool watching the movies over again in chronological
Yes.
Because then the
Yes.
after credits fit
It
with
fits
the next movie.
every
So it's like,
single thing.
like
Yep.
you didn't have that luxury
Nope.
when it was actually coming out of
It's
the theater.
true.
Marvel knows how to do it.
So-
I don't know. Like we were saying, I just don't know if they're gonna reach the height of it. Remember the build up to Infinity War before you went to see that movie in the
Yeah.
theaters?
Man.
You just didn't know what was
The
gonna
hype in
happen.
those
The
theaters.
hype,
The hype, the
Oh
commercials.
my God.
It's not this. That's what
When
I'm
I
saying.
watched
It won't
Endgame,
be-
okay, the crowd in the movie theater
Oh, you
roared
saw it
the
in the theater?
entire time. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was
First
incredible.
Marvel movie ever, and I just hear everyone screaming.
Yes.
And then you're like, what is going on?
God. Then you go back and watch and you're like, oh,
She
that's
entered
why
a
they
cult.
liked when Cap with the hammer. That's why when this person did this. And then Avengers Assemble, he finally said it.
He
in the
finally
last
said
movie.
it, and he says on your left.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
I forgot about that one.
That was
That's
yeah.
When he said
on your
that's the
left.
one.
I completely
Yeah.
forgot.
That's the best
On your
one.
left.
Never mind.
Oh, and then you
It's
see
not-
Black
that's
Panther
the best-
walk through
that's
the.
the best.
Oh,
Black Panther, the
I've
first
seen
one.
why that's
Yep,
important.
that's over.
Yeah, you're right. That's the best.
I got it
scene.
right now.
Mic
right
drop. Mic drop.
Mic drop moment. Yeah, on your left.
On your left.
Yeah.
Yep.
now. The best
On your left.
callback.
Yep.
That was
Yes.
so cool.
Oh.
I saw a Twitter post.
What's
for
the best
Falcon over her
trilogy?
shoulder.
I can't narrow down movies, but I say best trilogy is Captain America.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
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 that's
yeah,
a
yeah,
fact.
yeah,
By
absolutely.
far.
It's already not fair.
What
Like,
are you? What's
I'm
your
supposed to be
vote?
honest. Civil War is like an Avengers movie, but just not called Avengers.
Yes.
It feels like an Avengers movie.
Civil War is an Avengers movie that's not called an Avengers movie.
you know what I'm
They
saying?
have all the
That's very
Avengers
true.
in it, and they're facing each other.
Caps, yeah, Caps.
And then his first movie's so nostalgic.
Yeah.
And then Winter Soldier is probably the best solo superhero
Oh
film
my God.
ever.
Yeah.
So, well, maybe I'll give pushback then.
Lawrence.
Maybe Iron Man's the best because how can we count Civil War as a Cap movie then?
No.
I don't know. That's how I feel about
It's
that.
a Cap movie. It's Cap's
overall,
journey,
it
bro.
is.
I love the first two. I love the second Captain America
But
movie
I
the most
will,
out of all of
to
them.
play devil's
Me
advocate
too.
though.
Even more than the
Thor's,
third.
Me
Thor.
too.
I
Thor's
was
third
gonna say
Ragnarok
Thor.
though.
It was
Ragnarok.
So funny.
But the
Yeah,
thing
it's
is,
great.
1 and 2
Ragnarok.
break it, bro. Like
They
1
do.
and 2.
You
He's
can't
a
go
friend
off of
from
one
work.
movie.
You can't-
That's
Yeah.
rare though to see the third movie the best.
Best? Yeah, usually it
You
goes
don't see
backwards,
that.
Yeah.
That's because they got a new director. That's because they got the genius that is Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's good.
He's
I know.
great,
Yep.
man.
That's
Okay, so Thor and Spider-Man, they did the reverse of each other. Now this is something that me as a fitness person I'm interested in.
You work out,
is the
right?
physiques of the characters, because the physiques of the characters used to be superheroes were bodybuilders and bodybuilders were superheroes. Like, and they were not functional. You looked at them, you were like, that guy's huge, but he couldn't actually do it. He couldn't actually run.
Yeah.
Right.
He couldn't actually fight. But like, you watch these, and their physiques are so specific to their characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now-
Very true.
But here's where the thing comes in that I found interesting. So Spider-Man went from slim, muscular. He got kind of swole in the next one. Like, if you notice, Tom Holland,
Yeah.
he gained weight.
He did.
Yeah.
Thor, when he started, was a beefy ass boy.
Mm-hmm.
He was thick, and he was so thick that when they put him in the costume, he lost feeling in his fingers.
Wow.
Because he was so huge.
And then he
slimmed down in
he did look
Ragnarok,
like
and
he-
Spidey gained weight. Like, Spidey got thick.
And I'll tell you right now, he's bigger than he's ever been. And I'm not talking about Spidey, I'm talking about Thor.
Yo, you saw that picture?
Yep,
Thor
the
Love and
set
Thunder?
photos.
Bro,
He is huge.
He looks like the Hulk.
His
He
arm
is
is bigger than your
massive.
head, dude.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah.
I saw that picture.
His arm
It's
is
huge.
ridiculous.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's another movie. Another banger, man. Like, they're just coming out with these bangers.
A bad movie,
man.
Marvel?
Thor,
No,
Love and
bro.
Thunder.
No.
Thor's the only
No
one that
such
got
thing
to
as
4
a bad
movies.
Well, that's because Thor, because they were just like, all right, we know your first 2 movies. The second movie, we'll just make up for that one.
Yeah, they character developed Thor so
Also-
well, though. That's the thing.
Fantastic.
Also,
Oh
they're
my
gonna hand
God.
they're gonna
This-
hand over the baton now.
To,
They're gonna give it to Jane Foster.
Jane Foster.
Yeah.
You know, so
we'll see.
They're all
how
the
that
time.
which I don't know how I feel about because I feel like they didn't talk about that at all
Yeah.
ever. Which like I guess they could make sense out of it, but like
Yeah.
they never like you know how I was talking about planting seeds. I don't think they planted a seed.
That's
for
my
that.
problem
No.
with the next thing, man. Are they gonna just do things because just to
Yeah.
do them, or
Yeah.
are they gonna plant seeds detailed like they
Yeah.
did for the first 10 years? So
'Cause first
maybe
10
these
years-
shows might be hurting it
Yeah.
because it might be too much.
Yeah.
We'll see,
Only
guys.
And
time
that's how
will
I
tell,
feel about
guys.
like
Yeah.
Ironheart, you know, because Ironheart really came out of nowhere. Like in the comics,
Yeah.
like people don't even love that.
I don't like it either. I gotta be honest, I don't like her character. Like,
That's the thing. How do you guys feel about like the movie shows? Like,
Yeah.
like the shows, like they're really movies, but they're just
Movie
shows. Do
What
you,
do you mean?
would
Movie
you
shows?
you understand like Loki, for example?
Yeah.
Like honestly, if you just watch it, those 50 minutes, it felt like a movie.
I love
It didn't feel
Yeah.
like a show. You
I
know what I'm
love
saying? But like,
I just feel like movies hold more weight.
do you feel
Yeah.
like you'd
Movies
rather
hold
have
more
that a movie instead, or do you feel? How do you feel? You know what I'm saying? Or in the episodes, like this is what Disney's doing now. So it's like,
I will
I
say
don't
that,
know.
like, I do agree with Myles that movies hold more weight
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that people are more likely to go out and see a movie than they are to dedicate like
To see
6
6
or
weeks.
7 hours.
Yeah.
Of yeah,
That's
6
true.
weeks. Yeah, you're
of their
over a
lives
time
to a show.
span. Yeah.
But the thing is, it sucks because then you go into it thinking, well, they're not going to do anything that important.
Yeah.
But the thing
Kevin
is,
Feige
like,
said it though.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
and then but the thing is, what did he say?
That
Like
they're
they
saving
kinda-
the big things for the movies.
Which is what sucks though, because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
for people
Yeah.
like us who watch them,
Yeah,
Like,
Waiting
getting
for
back so many
something
important-
big.
big.
And they might hold it like
They might,
we
yeah.
was talking about Cap. He's not dead. They
We're not
say
gonna
they
see
might.
Cap not dead.
We're gonna
Would
see.
you rather see him,
Anthony
like, in a
Mackie's
movie
getting his
or a
own
show?
show. The new.
In
I
a
mean,
movie.
Anthony Mackie's getting his own movie.
And in
And I
that-
feel like Chris Evans is gonna show up in that
that.
movie.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
See,
that's
that's
gonna
when
be-
he's gonna
that's
show up.
gonna
Not in the show,
Right, exactly.
because it's a show. The
should.
movies hold more weight, and it carries on to the next big story.
That's
So,
the thing,
Which
yeah.
is smart.
I mean,
which is smart. You're right. It's
smart.
smart. I
It's
like the
smart.
It
movie.
keeps you wanting more.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's about money, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, well, the thing is, like, think about this is what sucks. Clone Wars, 7 seasons,
Yeah.
incredibly important stuff.
Yeah.
But the movies, it's irrelevant.
Right.
It's irrelevant.
It
to
kind of did the
movies.
flip opposite.
There's
of
nothing
it.
important
It's
that
funny.
Until now
Yeah.
that they're putting in series, not movies. They're putting
Right.
stuff in The Mandalorian,
Right.
Ahsoka, not a
Right.
movie.
Not
Yeah.
movie.
So
You're
people
right.
who knew Clone Wars will care.
Right.
People who only saw the movies won't know who she is.
Exactly.
Unless Dana, because she knows Ahsoka has white lightsabers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's great. Yeah. Movies, I just enjoy the movies more. Like Black Widow's gonna be great. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
The future one's gonna be good too. So I'm excited.
Eternals?
I'm super excited. Yeah, Eternals as well. This
Eternals?
November.
Okay.
It's another movie. So
There's another question.
yeah.
Who's more powerful, the TVA or the Eternals?
Yeah.
Who's got
TVA.
the real power? We don't know that yet.
Well,
Well, the Infinity Wars are like literally rocks to them.
though. No, but the Eternals are
Yeah,
a whole
like
different
the-
story.
the Eternal,
Like they've watched like gods this entire time.
Yeah. And like,
but
where the hell they
don't
the
die.
Eternals,
Hell they been sitting
here's
down.
the Eternals are just like Thanos but lazier. This is how I envision the Eternals. Like, if Thanos is a god, they're Titans.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like they're the you heard the ancient Greek mythology, like the story of like Kronos, and he had all the kids and he ate his kids or whatever, and
Yeah.
then they cut out of it.
Yeah.
It's like their Kronos, and Thanos would be like the kid.
Are you Greek?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, dude.
Yes, I am.
The Eternals.
But that cast though for Eternals.
Yeah,
That's
a good
banging
the boys
cast.
from the
And that worries me.
Game of Thrones.
And that does worry me too
Stark
because
brothers.
like
Are you compensating for something?
Yeah, like I feel like they're now like doing like shock value
Yeah.
casting instead of like unknown casting.
I-
Like the Thor, Chris Hemsworth. There was an article literally 10 years ago when Thor 1 came out. They said they cast 2 unknown actors for their super
Loki
movie.
and
that's why stuff
Yeah,
works.
Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth, and then now they're big. It's like don't go to the well of like already known, because that kind of takes us as a viewer out of the story because they were in this movie.
Yeah.
No, they were in, like imagine seeing Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I know he's gonna be Black Adam. Imagine seeing him in Marvel. I'm at it.
I'm out. Yeah, he might
because it's like we've seen him get somebody we haven't seen
and build it
and build the new person
Right.
up.
I agree. I
That's
agree
what we need to
100%.
do. But now they're getting Salma Hayek, and now they're getting Angelina
Angelina
Jolie. The dudes from Game of Thrones, they did that on purpose.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, but
It's
the Game
kinda
of Thrones
getting to-
guys, they got me though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe they
because
work
I
for
only
the
know them
aesthetic
from
of.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Maybe they
That's
work
true.
for the
Okay, then
aesthetic.
yeah, that's fair.
So, and
But like the known, the
Angelina
known,
Jolie,
known.
I agree.
Like that's kind of
That's
too
gonna take me
far.
out of it.
That might
That's gonna
take
take
you
me
out
out of
because
it.
you're like, well, this is
I'll be like-
the great Angelina Jolie, but like now she's in Marvel. You know?
Yeah, I'll just think that's Angelina Jolie the whole
Oh,
time.
the whole time. Like I'm not gonna think
oh,
her
Angelina
character.
Jolie just did this.
Just
Like,
did a
not
Marvel
like-
movie.
Not like her character. Like,
Unknowns. Like Robert Downey Jr. was coming back from addiction, and then he did Gothica, and then went to 2008-ish. He did Tropic Thunder, and then Iron Man. He's back, and then that literally changed his whole life.
Right.
Yeah.
So like those actors and like Chris Evans, he was in other movies,
Yeah.
But
wasn't
the
as
thing is, though, he
large.
played other superheroes too
Yeah,
before that. So
yeah.
kind of.
So it's like
it was-
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
Human
he's Human Torch.
Human
I
Torch.
loved him as
I
Human
loved him.
Torch.
He was
great.
because it's like a young version. He was young.
Yeah,
so it was like a teen.
and
It
then
fit
as he
him.
matured,
It
he
fit him.
matured his cast.
Yeah.
So it was
I
like these.
that.
So it's like these original Marvel movies, like actually did something for people. Like
Yep.
outside of from what you're all saying right now, and this is something I never realized. Like outside of just entertainment, they actually kind of gave people a chance.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And they helped people out of dark places, and then maybe that's why they're so wholesome. You know what I mean?
Brings
And I hope we don't
people
lose
together.
that.
And that's
Yeah, lose that too
Family.
because they're casting way more. Their net is way bigger, and now we're getting people that are already known. And it's like I hope that they treat like Marvel as like honest and true as like a Robert Downey Jr. did.
Yeah.
You know, and held it because this could just be another job this
And
summer.
I do like
You
how
don't want that attitude. You
And I
want
do
that,
like how they
And that was the
give,
same thing with Chadwick Boseman too.
yeah.
He wasn't that big before that.
No.
Not
After
really,
that, he took
And
off.
And also, I love how Marvel gives other superheroes a chance, like Ant-Man, like perfect.
Yes!
Like I remember the first time I went to see
Yes!
Ant-Man, I was going with my cousin and his girlfriend. I was like,
That was an
yeah,
amazing
we're going
movie.
to see Ant-Man. She's like, ew, I don't want to see nobody get stepped on.
Yeah, like bro, like
bro.
just go watch
Just go watch it. At least watch it.
They use their characters. They use their smallest
smallest,
characters
like
and make them so
Ant-Man.
cool.
Literally
Yeah.
small.
They
Like-
use you know what I'm saying? They take a
DC,
chance.
bro,
on
where's
it.
Static
The
Shock
Wasp.
movie, bro?
It's in the making.
They need
Finally,
Finally.
took
Is it actually?
20,000
Yeah,
years.
it's in the making.
Like I would make a
finally.
Beast Boy movie.
I swear to God, if they try to
Beast
make
Boy
Michael B.
something.
Jordan Static Shock, because I hear Michael B. Jordan is like not writing for it. He's a part of it. He's producing
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably not gonna be him. But
I hope
you know.
not. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I don't
Oh,
think
please
so.
don't make
I hate
Michael B. Jordan
no,
Static Shock.
I don't know why, but Michael B. Jordan just annoys me because I feel like whenever I know, I feel like whenever they're like,
boyfriend.
oh, we need to. Sorry.
She just collapsed on the floor.
We need to cast a really handsome black actor in a role. Let's get Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
And that's wrong.
Do you disagree?
I do. I think he's great.
I feel like
he was
Here's
great.
the
as
funny
Killmonger.
thing.
I feel like
I'm
he
not a-
personally is overhyped.
I'm not a big Michael B. Jordan fan, to be honest.
You guys-
To be like, but
You're breaking Vic's heart right
Yeah.
now.
I'm slowly.
But he
I
wasn't
love
that
him.
bad in the movie.
I love
No,
him.
but
he was a
I-
good Killmonger though.
He was
I did
great.
not
He
like
was a
it.
great Killmonger.
Like
But-
next to
So
Chadwick, like Chadwick just like
Chadwick's
he
my
just
dog.
like acts circles around him, and it
He
just
does.
was laughable to me.
Yeah, Chadwick
what I
is
mean?
great.
Chadwick is my
Yeah, he's
Chadwick's my favorite.
Yeah, Chadwick is
Rest in
favorite
power.
actor. All right, so we're taking a turn here, and we're gonna talk about the Captain Marvel. Bash.
All right,
So
timer.
Go.
what you guys got?
3, 2, 1,
Let's
go.
go.
Captain Marvel is my absolute least favorite character, and I know Myles is sad about this.
I'm not sad.
But Captain Marvel is cocky. She came into it late in the game acting like she owned everything.
She did not earn her right.
She got bodied, bro.
She got
bodied by
she
Thanos.
does not.
She bodied Thanos with a left hook.
They gave her power for no reason, and she's just boring and has no development whatsoever.
Yep.
The movie was just subpar at best. The highlight of that movie was literally seeing Samuel Jackson de-aged and a cat. That was the highlight of that movie.
Yep, I agree completely. And the other thing is that she's cocky, so is Iron Man, but Iron Man's got charm. She doesn't have charm.
He's got that crazy
He's got
charisma.
charm.
He's got that charisma.
He knows how to talk because she literally can't even talk. She's like a robot.
Yep.
And also, back to it, he has an arc.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's got no arc. Nothing changes about her.
She just thinks she's perfect, and no one thinks she's perfect. Like, she thinks she's perfect, and that hasn't changed at all, and we all just hate her.
Yep. And the only reason why they
she's still powerful.
The only reason why they made Thor like her was so that we would. And even I didn't. No one bought it. No. Everyone was like, I still hate her. Yeah. Thor didn't really like her. That was just lazy writing.
It did not work.
Hashtag Team Scarlet Witch is the best Avenger, the strongest Avenger.
She would take her down.
She would destroy her.
She would take her down.
Because not only has she gotten her powers from the stone, but she's also a Nexus being.
And time.
And that's a wrap. That's a wrap on Williams Way, the only way.
Good job.
Until next time, I'll be on your left. Deuces.
Yeah!